go. First YouTube live.
Are we live?
We're live.
All right.
The crew is live on YouTube.
So, hey, there's literally no one watching this right now.
Awesome.
So we're gonna reiterate ourselves like 100 times until we see somebody up there watching us go live. I'm not gonna look over at the camera very much. I'm gonna look at driving.
Because he's
driving. So I'm not sure quite how this works. There's no one watching. I mean,
I guess
should we just sit there and wait till someone comes on and then start talking to them? It'd be a shame to go through.
Does this get published afterwards and people can watch it afterwards?
Yes.
Okay,
does.
so maybe we shouldn't be too ridiculous.
Okay, so should we go ahead with this whole thing, you think?
Does that 2 people and then 2 likes?
I think so. Hey,
awesome.
There seems to be some people watching us out there in the crew. We're trying a new live thing here, and we just picked up Vivian. Viv just came off of the flight from China. We're a bit delayed.
Look, we do get comments.
Oh.
Sorry, this is new, so we're going to figure this out.
This is an experiment for us.
I think it's just gone, but I think it was Celtic Shadow.
Oh, right on.
Hi, hello for dropping us a comment.
I can't see the comments.
Oh, look, he says, hi guys.
You're going to have to talk to them.
Yeah, I'll interrupt.
I just picked up Viv. She's just back from China. She had a, 50-hour transit or something like that?
It was a bit long. Mostly because I had a big delay in the middle. But I effectively come from Australia via Beijing. And now I'm back here in the USA on a brand new visa. But this is a special visa, isn't it?
Yeah, for special people. That's literally what it's called.
It's called the Outstanding Person's Visa.
So we thought we'd do a live broadcast. We're gonna
We've got a hello from Texas from Danielle. Hi.
Hey, how's it
from
going?
Seattle.
We're gonna do a live broadcast every week now. It's gonna be part of our new schedule of video, and we thought we'd try today with an experiment, picking Viv up. I flew over yesterday from Australia. She flew over from Australia via Beijing, and it was her birthday. It's Viv's birthday. She just, can we say how old you are?
Well, I suppose so. I'm 27.
Viv just turned 27, and
I don't know why people get worried about age. I mean, we're all doing it at exactly the same rate.
But wait a second, you're 27 and I'm 47.
There you go.
We're literally exactly 20 years apart.
How about that?
You can't probably tell, because I look so young.
Yeah, well, we'll stick with that rather than me looking so old.
So...
Do you want me to interrupt you? Oh, happy birthday. Do you want me to interrupt you when I get comments?
Of course. You can interrupt me anyways all the time.
Started following you guys after I saw Exploring with Josh. Actually, funny you should mention Exploring with Josh. We love traveling with Josh. We did a big trip with him to China, and have remained good friends since. And you've actually just recently caught up with him.
Yeah, I just caught up with Josh, Exploring with Josh, in Hollywood about 3 days ago. We got something big that we're all cooking up, and of course it takes meeting in Hollywood to get that going. And it should be pretty exciting. Anyways, hung out with Josh for a while. We had the new fad of some kind of nut fruit smoothie he introduced me to. And we did a bit of a walk on the boulevard, looking for where our stars are going to be someday. I think Josh might get his before we do. But awesome catching up with him. He told us to shout out to all the fans that we share, so shout out to Josh's fans that also watch the crew.
Oh, look at that. We've got a family. Mom and me are watching you guys in the car on the way to archery.
Oh, right on. Well, that must be my family's watching me. Well, that comprises most of our audience. So we wanted to catch you guys up on what we have been doing, and I think that'll kind of be what this live broadcast each week, which may not be at this time. It may be at a different day and different time.
This is our first one, so we're just experimenting, such as, do we need a selfie stick? And should we do it in the car? Because we have poor light here, and I don't know what the sound's like. I can't imagine it's superb.
Yeah, let us know if it sounds any good here. We're in a car on a highway. But
this is Seattle.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see out there.
Not really, just a highway. We'll show you Seattle in a little bit.
Yeah, we're approaching.
But we want to use these to kind of fill you in on what we're doing in kind of real time, catch you up, because the crew is a bit delayed.
Yeah, as you know, we go out and we film these projects and we film our behind the scenes, and that's what you watch on the crew. But there has to be a small delay because we're obviously out in really remote areas and can't put up daily videos. And unfortunately, our priority has to go on the major production you guys, even just once, became hooked. Your videos are thoroughly enjoyable. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
You have to be quick on the comments here.
Yeah, the comments come by pretty fast. We'll try and catch them all.
If not, we'll reply later.
But thank you very much. We have fun doing this. We have fun together, and turns out in several years we haven't killed each other, so we figure we'd keep doing this.
Yep. So and we've also been really excited, kind of sharing the rest of the crew. As you know, there's a lot of people that work with us, and they come and go on different jobs. But as we keep building and growing, you'll get to see more and more familiar faces come back. You've already seen people like Alyssa and Brian come back, so stay tuned, and you can start to see some more crazy people like us.
Yeah, I think in the projects we were just on, Alyssa and Brian from Alaska, they come back. We were just working with them over the last few months in China, and yeah, you'll see a lot of people come back, including Exploring with Josh. We're going to have him coming back here down the road.
Anyway, so I was just explaining the delay. So we've got we're doing a pile of editing basically. We've got the editing for the main projects that we shoot, we've got the editing for the behind the scenes, and we try and get it out as fast as we can. Another comment that says, "I'm glad to see you both. I'm coming for my bag soon." That's right, we had a bag giveaway. And
right on, that's right.
And so yes, we'll be in touch and we'll organize your bag.
Yeah, we've basically done almost 4 months non-stop in China now. We had a little hiatus coming back to Seattle for a 2 weeks, but basically 134 days on the road. And this is us right now. Picked Viv up at the airport. This is us going to Seattle right now.
We'll only be here for a week though, and then we're back on the road again.
1 week.
But this time, for the next couple of months, actually, let me keep going back.
Yeah.
So we have a delay in our projects, which means you're currently looking about 2 months into the past when you watch our crew videos. So that's why we've decided to start doing some live stuff to give you an up-to-date where we are currently and what we're working on, and then you can indulge yourself with the more quality edited videos and the adventures that we've had.
All right, looks like this is going to be a long vlog, a live vlog here, because we just hit Seattle traffic and we have nothing else to do but talk to you.
Right, you guys lucky.
What's that?
Oh, that's just 134 days. Wow, a comment about your 134
I can't
days.
read the comments from over here, so I keep pointing.
I know, I see that.
See if
I got him.
So yeah, so to catch them up, like you said, they're watching the crew while we did a ski film. Did a ski film up in Xinjiang, in Himu Village.
Oh, Brian Caldwell. I just jumped on board. Lucky I missed the end of your thing. There is a place on the pier that sells great sticky buns, but I can't remember the name. Hope you guys have some good time at home with your loved ones. All good comments from all of our fans.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for commenting, by the way. We, as you know, we always try to reply to everything, and we really appreciate when you guys drop us a line. And yeah,
this is fun. The live comments. I mean, everybody who's watching certainly comment, ask some questions. I mean, that's what the live's about, is being able to reach out and interact with you guys. We have a great time, like Viv said, with the comments, and you know, when we're out there shooting this stuff and doing the behind the scenes, we always have you guys in mind, and you know, it makes it pretty fun to do what we're doing out here.
Sorry for the camera work. It's a little tricky with a selfie stick and a truck.
Yeah, so up in Himu Village is the episodes that you're watching now, and then after the ski film, we came home for a little bit, very short stint like we're doing now.
But effectively, the crew will stay in China.
Yeah, the crew stays in China. We didn't film while we came home. We just went right back to China, and we did what's called we filmed a show called a FKT, Fastest Known Time, and that essentially entailed us getting some of the top ultra running athletes from around the world. We brought over to the kind of edge of the Tibet area.
Edge of the Tibetan Plateau.
Yeah.
You can actually, if you do want some more frequent live up-to-date stuff, you can jump onto our Instagram or our Facebook, and you can see we tend to post those pretty much on the day because they're easy to get a signal up and put a photo up. So I lost my train of thought.
So you can keep up to date a little bit image-wise and kind of what we're doing from Instagram. It's usually pretty close within a week or two. And
Pretty sure there are links on our website, 1iOpen.tv. That's numeral 1, letter I, O-P-E-N.tv.
And Yeah, you could take and this live broadcast will keep you up to date on what we're doing also.
Yeah, we haven't quite figured out how often we're going to do this. Actually, no, we did.
Yeah.
We're going to do it every week. We just haven't figured out when.
But there'll be a regular schedule of this. Somehow we'll do this.
We'll have to figure out when most of the world is awake.
Yeah.
Brian says, you guys do a great job replying to us. I'm super excited to see you guys live. Will you be doing this often? Yes, we will be doing this often. We're just down and talking with Citizen about it. Citizen. Yeah. Can you make a shout out to my marketing class student at Douglas College, trying to get them more engaged on my favorite channel? Shout out to Douglas College. Get engaged. You have a really good teacher. And hang in there. Honestly, school is probably one of the best times you'll have if you make the most out of it.
I love the engagement on this live. I like engaging with everybody, the questions and the shout outs and stuff. It's pretty awesome.
A succinct answer to Brian's question though, yes, we will be going live every week. We just haven't figured out exactly when. This is our first trial. So let us know how it goes, any tips, and we'll then post up on our social media and let you know when exactly we'll go live.
And we'll try to hit the same schedule every week, same time, same day, as best we can.
The idea is basically just to keep you up to date, because as I explained, our crew episodes are a few months behind, and then we can now fill you in on what we've got coming up and where we are.
So for those of you who just jumped on here, we just picked up Viv at the airport. That's why we're in the truck. I flew in yesterday, she flew in today, and it's her birthday.
Well, it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So I'll keep with the narration, moving along with keeping you guys up to date. So over on the edge of the Tibetan Plateau, where we were working after the ski film, we brought over some ultra runners, and the idea was for them to run, get this, run up to 20,000 feet, or
That's just about 6,000 meters.
Yeah, 6,000 meters. So
can we show them Seattle as we pass?
Oh yeah, check this out. Here we are.
Seattle.
You can keep it that way. They don't need to see me.
I know that.
So this is Seattle. This is where we I call home, I guess. We're not here that much, but it's certainly home. Viv calls Australia home, Sydney, but I think she calls this...
You know there's a song called I Still Call Australia Home?
There is?
Yeah, you should Google it. Or YouTube it, considering you're on YouTube right now. Where is the best place to watch your films? Excellent question from, I can't read the name, and a happy birthday, thank you. It wasn't my 21st, it was my 27th, believe it or not. No, to answer the good question about where you can watch our films. Unfortunately, it's not a straight answer each time. Each film has its own distribution. Like the film we made about Dimitri did a whole lot of film festival tours. Some films go online, some films go onto TV. Sometimes you can see them on the airplanes, like our ski film right now is being played on Virgin and Air China.
Air China, yeah.
So it really does depend. It's probably best. Some of them are on YouTube now. After they've gone on TV, they usually sit online. Like the one we did in Ireland. There's a link in our Ireland episodes. You can check that out. So if you're after a particular film, ask us. But unfortunately, it's not a one straight answer for each film.
Yeah, we get just where you can see them really is dictated by the distributors who either purchase them or the people who fund the films. We don't have a lot of control over that, but we definitely can let you know when we know.
Which is actually one of the reasons we started the crew.
There's Seattle there.
Oh, more Seattle.
This is a classic view of Seattle. We're going.
My head's in the way. That's not a classic view of Seattle.
What we're doing is we're going over the bridge from downtown to West Seattle, where we reside, and that means we go over this big bay, Elliott Bay here, on the way to where we work, which maybe I don't know if we're going to do today. So anyways, over on the Tibetan Plateau, these people were going to go up to 20,000 feet or 6,000 meters, and we're going to film them running up and back down and see who has the fastest known time. That's why it's called the FKT run. And this is on Yuzu Peak, so it'd be the Yuzu Peak FKT. So we were over there. We flew Alyssa over there from, she was in the episodes from Alaska, and we also flew over Chris.
It was in the Ireland episode.
Yeah, in the Ireland episode. So Chris came over to do some fancy camera work, and Alyssa did some camera work and some film producing. and of course we were over there. And how long were we there? JD was there.
Oh, JD
too.
was there.
That's right.
You might have seen JD in the famous river crossing episode. He was in Alaska, but he was racing in Alaska. He wasn't filming, and then he's now since joined our crew in China. So you'll meet JD in the episodes that are coming out now, and he stays with us during our projects in China.
But how long were we out there?
How long in Uju Peak?
Yeah,
about
Uju
2
Peak.
weeks.
2 weeks, and I think we resided for 2 weeks above 10,000 feet, right? Pretty much stayed above 10,000
everyone got
feet.
a lot of headaches.
People
it
were
was
throwing up everywhere.
altitude sickness. Here we got a comment. The Traveler is an amazing film, guys. Thanks for letting me watch it. Lucky Die Hard. My daughter Emma is watching with me. She says cheers. Hi Emma. Your dad always says hi to us, which is absolutely awesome. Hope you enjoy the crew. Have a great day.
Glad you liked The Traveler. That was a fun project to knit together.
I felt like this halo happening.
Maybe if you want to try and put it out front there or something.
No, I'm definitely haloed.
Okay.
Just that good.
We're trying to do in-truck camera work with a bright sun out. Viv just came from Australia, where it was winter. I was down there with her.
No one can believe how cold it was.
It was so cold. I was there for what, about 10 days.
We got a quick question about an IMDb profile. We do have one. I'm very bad at keeping it up to date, but I do have one. I think you can search for Vivian Smith and Eric Nutrib. We have individual IMDb pages.
Yeah, they're not very well developed though. We probably should do that.
Yeah, I think they've got like 2 projects on there.
So when we were over in Australia just before coming here to Seattle, it was freezing cold. I couldn't believe how cold it was. I was there for about, I think, 7-8 days. Viv and I were working, and then I left, and Viv went skiing actually, just south of Sydney.
You can ski,
literally skiing.
You can ski in Australia, definitely. The only problem is they're very old mountains, so they're not very steep and not very long runs. But you can definitely ski in Australia.
It was super cold there. I couldn't believe it at all. But I'm glad to be back here. It's about 24 Celsius here today. And anyways, going back to updating you on what we've been up to. So over on the edge of the Tibetan Plateau, filming that fastest known time project, which was really amazing. It was very difficult to film up at those altitudes between 15,000 and 20,000 feet. It took some extraordinary efforts, and part of our camera team almost got blown off the mountain. This was about 2 months ago. They literally almost got blown off the mountain. Some of them got blown down. I think JD had to push Alyssa from behind just to keep her moving forward. The wind was so
we've got some great stories coming out of that one, and then we'll move on straight back to back another project in China, which took us to a region that you would have seen with Josh. We went up to the same region, and
yeah, the Canis, up in the Canis Lake region, where we were some of the first people to step foot on the edge of the lake, the far end of the lake.
So,
go ahead.
No, you'll see some stuff there. You'll see Brian comes on board with that one, and we do some, because you've already seen that area, we kind of shifted the focus on some stuff you wouldn't have seen. You know, Brian has shown us around. Brian did some touring around China, so you get to see some places we haven't been to, because we were working in Beijing.
And Brian was one of the producers from the crew episodes in Alaska, some of the first episodes.
So if you need to ever check up on who the people we're talking about, just go back into the past Alaska and Island episodes, and you can meet everybody.
Yeah, so we were filming an adventure race after the Tibetan Plateau. We went back to Canis region up north China. We were filming an adventure race and chasing teams around.
We got there. A comment says, "Are you off-roading?" No.
No. It seems like it.
Seems like it. These are Seattle streets.
Seattle streets are pretty bad. They got bumps and they got all kinds of things going on.
We're in the middle of suburbia. Whoa. Very bad connection.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
we've got a low connection for some reason.
Oh, our connection. Oh, because we went through. We always go through that divot down there, and we lose connection. We back on.
Don't know. It still says very bad connection. Wait. Oh no. I don't know if it's still streaming through a very bad connection.
Really?
It's hard to tell.
Anybody out there can shout out that if we're still streaming here or not?
I don't know. Maybe we can just stare at it and it will
What's
fix
it say?
Very bad connection.
Oh, alright. Still a
I
very
think I'll make this stuff up.
There's no like button you can say to reestablish connection.
No. Otherwise, I would have probably hit that.
Oh. Got it.
No, but our options are finish. There are buttons.
Oh. What's the red thing across the top?
I think it's just part of the very bad. Hey guys, how are you?
Oh.
Hey, Cornish, exploring with Alex. So it looks like we've still got, yep, we've still got connection.
Oh, okay.
So we apologize for that momentary.
Rambling on we were just doing. So we're updating you. Let's see, had made our way through the timeline. Yeah, after the FKT on Yuzu Peak, we went to the Canis region to film, and we spent several weeks there filming in
Thanks, Brian.
in some really crazy areas. We had one fun incident that occurred while we were filming there was a bug issue. We had bugs everywhere in this one region, and I think we have quite a bit of footage of some crazy bugs all over us. It was pretty intense to be doing that. After that, then what did we do? We went to Beijing.
We went to Beijing. We had a bit of work to do. As I said, Brian did some exploring on our behalf and has gone and got some cool footage from China for you guys. And then we took off to Sydney, as Eric mentioned. We've still got this massive halo.
Oh,
Can we park in the shade?
Yeah, I can go. We're just pulling over to chat with you guys before we
Sun
leave
flares.
Central again.
Yeah, I know. I'm dealing with them by moving the car rather than the camera.
Yeah, we're just moving the car around. Getting into some shade.
So
There we go.
Sydney, we actually kind of jumped forward a bit, and you explained that we had a very cold Sydney.
Go ahead.
And hello, someone's saying hi. Hard to read. Sorry, I can't read. It's very hard to read in the car. Why can't you? What was wrong with that shady spot?
I will. I'll grab one.
Okay. So yes, you were explaining we had a very cold Sydney after Beijing, which was sweltering hot. And then I had a couple of days skiing with the family while you took off to LA.
There we go. How's that?
That's not bad.
Yeah, so...
You can hold it now because my hand's sore.
All right, we're going to change a little bit positions here. We decided to park to keep the signal good. To update those here... Oh, does it say bad
Look,
connection
I'm also
again?
still really white. I'm not this white in real life.
We got bad connection again, eh? Or not?
No, but it still goes through.
All right, cool.
Remember we went through that whole thing of...
Yeah. So, anyways, for those who just joined, Viv just picked her up from the airport. That's why we're here in the car. Both of us have just arrived yesterday and today from China via Australia.
You guys are awesome. I don't know how you get on with your explorers in all weathers. Sorry, it's very hard to read that far away. Thank you. Yeah, I guess that's a specialty of our company, is that we have to be able to do this stuff in any weather.
When is the episode of Eric jacking the snow machine? It's actually, that should be coming up here pretty soon, and it's actually, I acquired the snow machines, but the one who took it over was JD, and JD took command of that.
JD's our snow cowboy.
Yeah, snow cowboy, that guy. I had another job to do, which was with Vivian producing the film while he wrangled Chinese snowmobilers around.
Quite a story, but it's all coming.
Yeah, it's coming in the next few episodes, I believe. So we, let's see, when we were updating you of what we've been up to, after Australia, I went to LA.
Yeah.
I've been in LA for about 7 days, conducting business, having meetings. You know, all this that we do requires raising money, networking with people, creating projects, developing them, and I was doing that in LA. Now Viv normally is with me doing that, but it was her birthday and she went skiing with her family.
Do you edit your vlogs? Absolutely. You mean like, do we edit them or do I?
We edit them.
We edit them.
Viv mostly edits them. All of them have both of our eyes on them. All of them we interact on. Viv does most of the editing, like 95% of it, and I'll do episodes. I've done a few recently.
Did a few at the end of Australia.
Yeah, so I'll do episodes where where I'll fill in. How we work is basically we put one or the other of us where we need to, basically. I mean,
so if I get stuck on a big project editing that, Eric will probably do graphics, or he'll do crew episodes. But we've actually kind of growing a bit this year, and we've been able to hand off some edits to some other editors, and we hope to keep that growth happening.
Yeah, and a good example of that was, you know, like
that t-shirt's like a blinding light.
Like I was just, as I was just explaining. What, you want to put a jacket on? Viv's got this new jacket, so show him your new.
It's too hot though.
But show him your new jacket. She's super stoked to get this.
You can't really see it. It's a flight jacket with emergency lining.
I can see it.
Which, if you know me, that's actually a useful feature. As what's the color of your jacket?
Orange.
And why do we have orange?
So they can find my dead body in the snow.
I'm hoping mine will be somewhat alive when you find
mine. So I went to LA just before this, us both arriving in Seattle now, and it was very cool. Met up with Exploring with Josh, met up with Citizen, who we work with on some of our YouTube channel stuff. And
actually, Citizen's pretty awesome. They kind of, I guess, manage our channel. Anyway, you should definitely check out Citizen. Citizine. I've been on a plane for way too long. That may not have come out properly. I feel the need for speed. Thanks. If I lean over and I say something weird, it's because I'm reading a comment, and if it doesn't make sense, you can check out the comments.
Yeah, we appreciate the comments.
Yeah, so check out Citizen. Is it Citizen?
Zine, like magazine.
Citizen. Sorry.
Yeah, you told me that once.
Oops.
So in LA, it was pretty good to be able to. Oh, and more comments there.
What time is it, you guys? What time is it for us? My watch is still on Beijing.
Over here in Seattle, it's just before 5, so 4:50. It's about 4:50 here in Seattle.
Gee, that was quite a delayed flight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Viv was supposed to arrive at 1:30. But
no, 11:30.
11:30. That's right.
Yeah.
But her plane had a flat tire, so they had to get off at the plane.
Yeah.
What's that?
She's a fast walker. Well, unfortunately, not a fast swimmer. There was a large Pacific Ocean between Beijing and Seattle that I couldn't cross. Had to wait for them to completely get everybody off the plane. Anyway, that's a boring story.
So anyways, we have a lot of time where we have to work and we have to develop our business, not only 1iOpen Productions, but work on the crew. And so I was over there doing that in LA, and I was explaining that because a lot of people like to know how we work. And we both do everything, and we often do everything together, but as we're growing now, we're finding that we have to separate out and do different things. So I was over doing business in LA. I tend to lead that stuff up. Viv leads a lot of the stuff on the ground when we're in these different areas, leading the production teams. And then this time it was fortunate enough for her to be able to stay back with family for an extra week and go skiing in Australia. So we've been working it out pretty good, dealing with, I guess, distributing what we're doing amongst ourselves.
Yep. That sums it up. I think my brain's going soggy. I think jet lag's setting in.
I think Viv is fried. What time would it be for you right now?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's in the AM. It's an analog watch, so I can't tell if
it's in the AM. I think it's probably around 3 a.m. for Viv right now. So she's blowing bubbles, as we would say. So we might have to wrap up this live broadcast so she can shower and go to sleep. But anyways, we are going to start doing live broadcasts every week.
That's the cool thing about it. This was a big trial.
Global virtual teams. Someone should do a thesis on that. Global virtual teams.
Sure. I don't know if we have the time to write a thesis.
Yeah, I wrote a thesis once in my life, and that was on molecular genetics. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be writing one soon. We're gonna be broadcasting once a week, and get Viv a Guinness and let her go to sleep. Yes.
Please.
We're certainly gonna.
But I have loved chatting with you guys. I just hit that slump.
Yeah, I think we got to get her to sleep. There is something back at the house. It's not a Guinness though. I believe it's a bit. I believe there's a gentleman named Jack Daniels waiting for her.
That'll knock me straight out.
And then she'll pass right out. So we're gonna do this every week, and we'll let you know somehow when that is. It'll be regularly scheduled.
So leave in the comments what you want to see from a live broadcast, what kind of questions you want us to answer, what you want to hear from us on a live broadcast.
Yeah, what would be interesting in these things every week?
You both need a long rest sleep and you wake up feeling all... Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Totally.
Thank you, Cornish.
Yeah, totally, Cornish. It's time for bed for everybody. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I think we've updated you to where we are now in Seattle, and we'll keep you posted. We're gonna be in Seattle for about a week.
Yeah, then we head to Utah for the Outdoor Retailers, which if you're in the industry, you'll know that that is one of the big events on the calendar. And it's actually a bit of a sad... It's an interesting one because it's the last time it'll be in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it heads to Colorado after this.
So we'll be heading down to Utah, and then of course we're off to Wyoming. So we've got a whole pile of adventures in the US coming up.
We have a lot of people meeting up with us actually in, let's see here, Cornish will always support you guys. Oh, thanks Cornish, appreciate that. We have a lot of people coming out to Outdoor Retailers in Utah in about a week where we're going to meet them. So might do some fun live stuff more than just our regular schedule. Maybe on Facebook. And just since we have a lot of what I consider funny people going to be around.
Yeah, there's some great people.
Particularly JD.
It is after all the crew, and we're only as good as the people around us. So even though you see us headed up a lot, there's a huge support network behind us. Oh,
and JD, we're going over to stay with JD when we're in Utah here in about a week. He said that there's a big rodeo going on, and he might be able to get me on a bronco to ride buck and bronco. I got to learn how to pronounce it first. Anyways, I have done that before on a tiny little calf.
One of those electronic things in the bar.
Have you done that? No. Electronic bull in the bar?
No, we don't have. I don't know if you can find one of those in Australia. I'm sure you can actually.
We have one downtown Seattle, guys. What do you think?
That could be a video trying to find a bucking electronic bronco.
I know exactly where one is.
In Australia.
I think the video of you actually riding one would be the video. Don't you think, guys?
We do rodeos in Australia.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
We have horses down there.
So we're going to see if we can get on a horse and ride it in a rodeo in Utah in about a week. That surely will be filmed. All right. Thanks everyone. We appreciate all of the interactions and comments. We appreciate everybody watching.
Don't forget to subscribe, although I think most of you guys already are subscribers. but pass us along.
All right, check out our Facebook, our Instagram to stay up to date on what we're doing. And we'll go live next week and have a chat with you guys. Thanks from the crew in Seattle now for a week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.